Namaskar, myself Pratik. In this session, we are going to discuss the solution of subprogram assignment 1. Let us start this session. In first question, we have to create a subprogram to insert a record in employee table. We have to pass the value of columns to this subprogram and it should insert a record with past parameter values. For this task, we need to create a stored procedure. In this case, no value need to be returned to the calling environment. And we know that a function should return a value to calling environment. So in this case, we cannot create stored function. So for this problem statement, we have to write a stored procedure. And that stored procedure will insert a record in employee table. This stored procedure will take arguments and the number of these arguments will be equal to number of columns in the employee table. Let us write the code for this stored procedure. Here we are creating a stored procedure with name insert_imp and we are passing 5 arguments to this stored procedure. E-number is of int type and its data type is number. E-name, char, job, char, salary, number, department number, number. In this case, we have not defined any mode, so it means all these arguments are of int type. So here we are passing 5 arguments and all these arguments are of int type. You can clearly see that the name of these arguments correspond to the name of columns in this table. Is the keyword. There is no need to declare any local variables. In begin section, we have to use insert statement to insert a record in this table. Let us write this insert statement. So the statement will be insert into imp values and the values will be e-number, e-name, job, salary and department number. We will get the values of these arguments from the calling environment. And for the past values, a record will be inserted into employee table. This is the end of this stored procedure. Let us write the code of a PL/SQL block to call this stored procedure. In this case, we are directly starting with begin because there is no need to declare any variable in this case. In begin section, we are calling this stored procedure by using statement insert_imp and here we are passing the value of 5 argument. You can see that this one will be mapped to e-number, Ram will be mapped to e-name, Professor will be mapped to job, 2 lakh will be mapped to salary and 10 will be mapped to department number. This stored procedure will execute this insert statement to insert a record in employee table. After executing this stored procedure, we are displaying a user-defined message by using dbms_output.putLine statement and we are displaying a message one row has been inserted. This is the end of this PL/SQL block. Let us move to Oracle Live to create this stored procedure. Let us first create employee table with columns e-number, e-name, job, salary and department number. Table has been created. Let us copy this code to create stored procedure. Let us execute this code to create a stored procedure with name insert_imp. It will insert a record in employee table with value of columns passed as argument. Let us execute this code. A procedure has been created. Now let us write a code of a PL/SQL block to call this stored procedure. Here we are calling a stored procedure insert_imp with value 1, Ram, Professor, 2 lakh and 10. Let us execute this code. You can see the output, one row has been inserted. Let us query the content of employee table by using statement select star from imp. So you can see this has one record. Let us execute this PL/SQL code again to insert another record in this table. Now this time I am inserting a record with imp number 2. Let us execute this code. One row has been inserted. Let us query the content of employee table by using statement select star from employee. You can see there are 2 records in this table. So we have achieved our objective by creating a stored procedure which can insert a record in employee table. Now let us write the code to solve question number 2 of this assignment. In this question, we have to write a code for stored subprogram to delete the record of employees on the basis of past department number. It should return the value to provide the information of number of record deleted to the calling environment. In this case, we have to write a subprogram by passing a department number as an argument to this subprogram. On the basis of past department number, the record of employees will be deleted from the employee table. This stored subprogram should return the information to the calling environment about the number of record deleted. We can use both stored function and stored procedure for this task. In stored function, we have to define one argument to pass the value of department number, and it will return a number type value to return the information about the total number of record deleted to the calling environment. In case of stored procedure, we can define 2 arguments, one as an in type and another as out type. The in type argument will be used to pass the value of department number, for which we have to delete the record of employees. An out type argument will be used to return the information about the total number of record deleted to the calling environment. In this solution, I am going to implement it by using the concept of stored function. Let us write the code of this stored function. Here we are creating a stored function with name fire_employee. We are passing one argument with name dip_id, which is of in type and its data type is number. It will return a value of number type to calling environment. As is the part of syntax, there is no need to declare any variable. In begin section, we will use delete statement to delete the record of employee where department number is equal to this. Let us write this delete statement. So it is delete from employee where department number equal to dip_id. The value of this dip_id will be passed to this stored function as a parameter. This stored function is returning the value of SQL %row count to the calling environment. You know that SQL %row count will carry the information about the number of rows processed by this last executed DML statement. And in this case, the last executed DML statement is delete. So it will return the information about total number of record deleted by the last executed statement. End statement complete the code of this stored function. Let us write the code of a PL/SQL block to call this stored function. In declare section, we are declaring a variable n of number type, which will be used to store the value returned by the stored procedure. In begin section, we are calling a stored procedure fire_employee, and here we are passing 10 to this stored procedure. It will remove the record of department number 10. The total number of record deleted will be stored in this variable n, and here we are displaying its value by using dbms_output put line statement. It is important to note that you can pass the value of department number by using substitutional variable also. This is the end of this PL/SQL block. Let us move to Oracle Live to create this stored function. Let us copy this code. Let us first query the content of employee table. Employee table has 2 records and both the record has a department number 10. Let us create this stored procedure to delete the information of employee on the basis of past department number. Let us execute this code. A function has been created. Let us write the code of a PL/SQL block to call this stored function. Here we are calling this stored function and we are passing a value 10 as a department number. It will delete the record of department number 10 and the information about total number of record deleted will be stored in this variable n. And here we are also displaying the value of variable n. Let us execute this PL/SQL block. So you can see the output is number of record deleted 2. Since there are 2 records in this table for department number 10, so we have achieved our objective. This is all about the solution of this assignment. To work more on such kind of problems, you can refer my book Simplified Approach to DBMS, which is available on Amazon platform. You are requested to subscribe this YouTube channel to receive latest video tutorials on topics like machine learning, data mining, DBMS, big data, NoSQL and many more. To learn SQL in a simplified way, you can join this free online course on SQL which is available at Udemy platform. I have also authored books on data mining and machine learning, NoSQL, beginning with SQL and PL/SQL for beginners. All these books are available on Amazon platform. To read more about this, you can refer my website prateekbhatia.com. Thanks for watching this video.